Welcome to the Luke and Pete Show. It is Thursday the 23rd of April. My name is PT April Donaldson and I'm joined by Mr. Lukey April Moore. Lukey, how are you doing?
Suck it.
Whoa, what are you doing? Have you gone all attitude on me? What's going on?
Attitude era. It's the attitude era.
You've gone.
I'm all right. How are you?
You've gone all horrible. It's porn stars showing off their busters and people crotch chopping. I don't like it.
I'm all right, mate. How's it going? What's new?
I'm good. I've just, as you can see, I'm wearing a backwards baseball cap that I bought from a Goodwill in Las Vegas, and I'm fresh from the plane off of a flight from Las Vegas for WrestleMania. So
How was the trip?
The trip was good. The trip was jet laggy, so I felt like I didn't give Las Vegas my best side because I spent most of the time just sort of staring at the ceiling in my hotel room, going, ugh.
How long were you there for?
I'm going to be tired for the next day. I was there for about 6 nights, and I got on Las Vegas time on the 6th night. So that's,
of course you did.
Of course I did. Absolutely cracking. I tell you what, Luke, I went to the City of Sin, and I had, I think, over the first 5 days, about 4 beers.
Oh,
and
right.
And for me, that is obscenely bad.
That's breakfast.
A terrible performance.
What happened then? Talk us through that. Why did that happen?
Just general tiredness and not feeling like I had any time to drink the alcohol. Really,
Were you grumpy?
I was grumpy. Yes, I was.
Well, yeah. Did Mark say you were grumpy at one?
No, Mark didn't say I was grumpy, but Mark, I've known Mark long enough to we just know each other's beats, I suppose. You're the same. You know when I'm having a mare.
Yeah, you just disappear. You get really angry and you just disappear.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't drink that much. Then the last night I went, I'll have a couple of daiquiris, and I had a couple of daiquiris, and still, my average over the week is just not great, and I just feel like I'll let myself down, really.
Did you find an indie bar in Vegas or no?
I didn't have to. There were midnight shows, Luke. Midnight. On jet lag, it just does not compute. It doesn't math for me.
So how many nights does WrestleMania actually go on for then?
WrestleMania's 2 nights, and then you've got on the Friday and the Monday, previewing it and post-viewing it is our shows, like TV shows. But the ones we mainly go for are like Effie's Big Gay Brunch on a Saturday morning, or Clusterfuck at midnight on Friday. All the kind of like indie shows where people come and do silly stuff for very little money.
Is it good?
It was really good. It was a lot of great shows. We met Tony Atlas. You're familiar with Tony Atlas, aren't you, Luke?
Yeah, I know Tony Atlas is. Yeah, that's great. What a great meet. He was Mr. USA,
and he didn't try and lick our feet or anything. But
he must be old now. He's obsessed with feet, right?
He is. Yeah. He was a very, very lovely man, and I want him to be my new dad. I think he's absolutely charming.
You don't need a new dad, do you?
No, the old one's absolutely fine. But he's not Mr. the USA. He can't lift more stuff than anyone else.
Your dad's Mr. Seam.
He is Mr. Seam. He is, yeah, and he loves a foot. He loves licking on them feet. but yeah, so all
good. Do you have bigger hands than Hacksaw?
Well, Hacksaw was actually there. He was kind of on a raised kind of platform that in basically WrestleCon is where you go and meet all the wrestlers for 20 quid and say hello to all the wrestlers and get pictures taken with them and stuff. But you also buy tut. Mark fills a suitcase with stuff from the 80s, old DVDs and VHSs and stuff, and you get to meet some of the guys. And there's people like our level, podcasters and stuff, sat. You can go and meet them. Not huge lines for that next to Ric Flair, but
how's Rick still going? How's the Nature Boy still going?
Yeah,
he's in the right old state, isn't he?
I think he had a very public ejecting from one of the casinos after just being he's got problems. But he was up bright and bushy-tailed to sit behind a desk he shouldn't have been sitting behind the chair, sitting behind the desk to get some signings done. But we saw Hacksaw Jim Duggan, and he was on like a raised kind of ring that some lawyers' firms kind of basically paid him to sort of subsidise his meet and greets for £10 less on the dollar to go and meet Hacksaw, but you did have to get a chat by a lawyer to see if you want to.
What a strange world we've built.
It is very strange. It is very strange.
How was the flight over and flight back? Talk to me about the flight.
There was a very big man who we saw on the way out last year. to Las Vegas, and I was like, that guy looks like he's having a bad time, because he's in coach with us, and he wasn't on a middle seat, he was on an aisle seat, and he's too big for this world. He's too big, and he was so tall from the bum upwards, he couldn't adjust the angle of the television enough to see the whatever bit of cinema he wanted to watch on the little telly. So he's so big, he's having a bad time. Anyway, he gets there, and turns out he is a British wrestler, and he got in trouble, not really in trouble, but he got a stern telling off from the rest of the wrestling community, because they were having a wrestling match in one of the indie shows down the way, and they broke out of the confines of the venue, and they went down the street, and they broke into like a Popeyes and continued the wrestling bout in there.
What the hell? Without permission?
Without permission, and a lot of other wrestlers were saying, we keep getting our venues taken off us because of bad behaviour, and then you guys are rolling into a Popeye. I mean, if Stone Cold Steve Austin did it, I'm sure everyone would be bang up for it, but no, not in this case, unfortunately. So yeah.
Did you speak to this guy then?
I didn't speak to this guy, but it was notable. I was like, that guy's too big to be a normal man. He has to be a wrestler, and he was a wrestler. So yeah, we got to see a lot of wrestling concerns, local and international. WrestleMania itself was terrible. It always is.
All right. Who did you fly with?
British Airways.
Very nice.
Very nice. I didn't do any gambling until the last day when I was at the airport, and in Las Vegas
gambled
airport,
on your marriage by going, presumably.
Say again.
Gambled on your marriage by going.
Oh yeah, massively. Yeah. I got constant texts saying how difficult it had been. But that's just the price in the city of sin.
Leon C.
Yes, certainly Leon C. And I went to we went to the airport, and I was like, I've got $50 in my pocket, and I'm not going to get rid of that. I've got no plans to go back to the US at any point. And Lukey doesn't deserve it.
I'll never go anyway. I've been for ages.
But I was in the airport, and I had $50 left, and I was like, I'm going to do my first bit of gambling here at Las Vegas airport. And I went on it had like a little automated roulette wheel with a real ball, and it sort of like bounces around. You know how roulette works, but it bounces around and you win or lose money. Again, you know how roulette works. And I was up to like 90 quid. I'd made $40. Luke.
Why don't you just cash out?
Lost it all.
Yeah,
that's not fun, is it?
No,
lost it all. I do not know how people keep doing what they're doing in Vegas.
It's an illness.
It is an illness. It's a mental illness. It is
an illness.
And and what I like about it is you see a lot of these kind of Britain's Got Talent kind of British acts going and doing like residencies there. The boy with tape on his face and Puff the Magic Dragon and stuff, and all of these like little kind of guys that you'd see on Britain's Got Talent. They, Simon Cowell saw something in them, hooked them up with some Vegas promoter, and now they're in doing runs of Vegas in tiny little comedy rooms. But their pictures are everywhere. It's really exciting.
That's cool. Well, yeah. I wouldn't mind a bit of that for us.
What, do a little Vegas residency?
Yeah.
For the Ramble or the Luke and Pete show?
Either.
Think of the overheads, Luke. This is a show about nothing.
Okay, Luke and Pete then, because the overheads are lower.
Just do a Luke and Luke show.
Yeah, just a Luke show.
Yeah, just a Luke show.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, are you excited for the announcement of our World Cup watch along?
I thought we'd already announced it. I thought it was already out there. Oh, right, yeah.
That's what I'm
was excited before it happened. Then it happened, and I thought the promotional video was very professional. And I'm really excited about I'm really excited about getting involved in the beer. When's the beer out? I think the beer you can pre-order, can't you?
Soon, yeah. I think you can pre-order it now. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, lovely fizzy lager. It's just what you wanted. Just what the doctor ordered.
Just what the doctor ordered after me 2 daiquiris and $50 down at the cashies. Lovely.
That's a sad end. I mean, you've managed to make Las Vegas sound quite underwhelming there.
Yeah, it is a depressing place, one would suggest.
Yeah, lots of people say that.
There was there was a micro show of wrestling artists who have dwarfism.
Mexicans.
What? Yes. I think some of I think most of them would be Mexicans. I thought you meant all Mexicans were dwarfs.
I don't mean Mexicans generally are dwarfs. I just mean in this case that tradition of wrestling
that
is
Mexicans. True. Yes. Yeah. Micros. The Micros did a wrestling match which we didn't actually see, but they were doing it at a strip club called Little Darlings. And I think we might have talked about Little Darlings last year.
Do you have to say it like that?
Little Darlings.
No, we were doing names. We were doing names for nurseries.
Oh, that's
that might
right.
have come up. I don't think it's the same type of establishment, though, mate.
Okay, fine. But I think I led us down that particular garden path. But so Mark, obviously, when he was going around WrestleCon, they had stickers for Little Darlings, totally nude. That's literally the bumper sticker. Little Darlings, totally nude. What the fuck were they thinking of there? Little Darlings.
That is probably only in Vegas, I would say.
Yeah, only in Vegas. Yeah, it's
Very
astonishing,
nice.
astonishing. So,
So you actually
I'm
got back,
obsessed.
did you get back this morning? Did you?
Yes, got out this morning. So I'm just sort of
What a
rolling the
trooper!
punches.
What a grafter!
What a troop! What a grafter!
And did your family miss you? Were they pleased to see you?
Well, I've not seen the youngest one, so she might hit me with a hateful message of spite. But the dog and the partner I have access to seemed pretty happy with
the
things,
youngest one, your daughter.
The youngest one, the youngest the little darling.
The youngest one of these family members.
The collections of atoms that inhabit my space.
Yeah.
The skin flecks I inhale as I sleep.
We had a lot of action about these kind of glass balustrades you're trying to put up. I had a couple of people on the old Ramble Discord talking about how best to do it.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So
Any firm tips? Because
I find it very boring, so I didn't read it properly.
You're yawning, just relating that story to me. Sarah texted me halfway through the holiday, as if to sort of tempt me to come
is it?
home.
Oh, it's a holiday now, is it?
I've fallen foul of the first rule of WrestleMania.
Yeah. It's very important work trip. Get that,
it's a very important
you get stick.
We did so much bloody podcasting, Jesus Christ, and a lot of filming as
well.
well.
Called it a holiday now.
Yeah, too late.
That's why he misses his funeral.
Take it off my allocation.
What did she say?
She halfway through the very important business trip to Little Darlings, she messaged me saying, I've got a quote for knocking that wall down. I was like, you what?
While the cat's away.
While the cat's away.
Get some progress
the walls
made
will
on
get
this
knocked
project.
down. Yeah, and
the foreman's gone off site. We can actually get some work done now. That's what she's thinking.
I said as if to sort of say, as if to sort of untempt her from doing it. I said, Sarah, knocking the wall down is the easiest part of this absolute.
I bet you took it so badly. I bet you were like
raging.
Well, yeah. Were you raging when you saw the message?
I was raging, but I also thought, you know what? She's as bad at me as me at organising bigger boys to come round and do stuff. So I was like, well, look, if you knock it down, I'm not going to put the glass balustrade up. You'll have to get someone to do that as well. Okay, so... Oh,
so you're cutting your nose to spite your face. So the bit you really want to do, you're not going to do because you're pettily annoyed with her for getting someone to knock the wall down.
No, I want to knock the wall down. I want to do it all. I've got loads of bags of cement, like loads of them. I went to Wickes before I went away.
Imagine if like a workman come round and you asked for a quote and he went, I've got loads of bags of cement, so where do you want me to start? It's alarm bell straight away.
When you've got a hammer, everything looks like a nail, as they say. But
so what is your plan? What is your actual plan for it?
Knock the wall down.
So you just get a sledgehammer and do that.
Knock the wall down. I who's the one who knocked down the Berlin Wall?
Hasselhoff.
Like David Hasselhoff. I'll do an impromptu gig, obviously, at the top of it.
Nice.
And then I'm going to fill the cavity cement blocks with cement. Then I'm going to drill some holes. I'm going to put some kind of like rods in there. And then I'm going to lift the balustrade on top of that, and everything will be hunky-dory. Oh, and I will have to render the plaster on one of the sides of the walls that hasn't been knocked down. So, I think
Will you send photos of that to Bruno so everyone who listens to this show can evaluate your work?
Depends on what it's looking like, I suppose, isn't it? Just depends on what it's looking like.
Is there a chance that it could become a proper eyesore?
Yeah, definitely. But I think that's true of everything, and I think the way that my partner Sarah is treating this whole project, in that like she seems compared to a lot of the other stuff I've done off my own back and without asking, she seems very concerned about this one. But she talks to me like I'm fucking everything up. She talks to me like I'm messing everything up in the house, and I don't think that's true. I don't think there's much.
What are your notable success stories in the past of this nature? So what's your CV looking like on projects of this nature?
Right. Wendy House.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen that, but I don't think it's the same type of thing.
It's a construction project. It's a Wendy House. I didn't do a great job on the paving, and that is cement based, so she's probably more likely looking at that.
What do you mean by you didn't do a great job? What does it look like?
Well, one of the paving slabs became kind of like dislocated. Can you dislocate a paving slab? A paving slab was lifted away from the floor, and when you stood on it, it sort of wobbled a little bit, and that was a pain. And so I put some cement in that, and that's not come out amazingly, but it is fixed and it is secured to the floor. But
is that the sum total of your achievements so far in this area?
Damp proofing on the walls, drilled big holes, put damp proofing stuff in it, plastered over the top, and then painted it. I took up the
plastered or fillered?
Plastered.
You did some actual plastering. That's pretty good.
Yeah, I took up some. What else did I do? I took up the carpets.
I mean, anyone could do that.
I've cemented posts in the front garden with me picket fence. I've fixed the picket fence repeatedly. I've installed new picket fencing as well, made by bigger boys.
Yeah. So you're saying is your emotional plea to Sarah that you've earned the right to have a go at this?
Yeah. I think that's, and I'm doing it on this forum. I'm not doing this on any other show because I know she listens every now and again. I don't know. I did say before I went away, I said, I don't know why you're so interested in this particular project. I don't know why you're so concerned about this one, because I've done so many other things.
That's why.
And I don't think many of them have been a failure. And she said, "Well, let's not get into that." And I was like, "Well, it's probably not. It's probably not the time to get into that." I think
you want to play desperately shout at the camera crew, "Get me the Wi-Fi! Get me the Wi-Fi! She's about to call the bloke. Get me the Wi-Fi!"
I think my problem is that my main problem is, as you can probably imagine, is if there's a job that requires you to do the same thing 3 times, I get terrifically excited on the first time. I've perfected it by the second time, and can I be asked to do it the third time? No. So that is the problem.
No, I think the third time you've overcomplicated it by that point.
Right. Okay. No. I just think by the third time it's just too much work.
There's too with the stuff you do, which admittedly, in my experience of working with you, is generally very good. If there is something you're susceptible to, it's overcomplication.
Right.
You've disappeared down the Mekong before anyone else knows what's happening.
Right. Okay. No, I think it's I'm overcomplication or enthusiasm in the wrong direction. I think that's the phrase. You get worried about things before they happen, and I
do,
and I go off on one on my own terms, and find it very hard to circle back into a place where.
Mine is, and also you're very stubborn.
I don't talk to enough people.
No, but you'll double down.
Yeah.
Emotionally led double downing is your thing.
I think your image of me is very, very is constrained by 5 years ago. I've learnt that nothing I do makes anyone happy. nothing I don't do makes anyone happy. So I may as well work with people the best way I can.
On your own.
Don't have to like it. On my own at midnight.
In your own back garden.
In my balustrade. That's the thing, that the enthusiasm for the project when I first start, it's buying the power tools, buying the cement mixer, getting the cement from Wicks.
You don't need your own cement mixer.
It's not a mixer. It's like one of those hand mixers rather than a full, a big old barreled cement mixer. I don't work with cement enough to need it. That said, though, this year has been my China of 2019 or whatever. I've used more cement than.
Is it your own? Are you embarking upon your own Belt and Road initiative?
I am. Yeah, I am.
That's nice.
And if I've still got some left, I'll do the back. I'll do the back porch as well. So lovely.
Would you like to? Can you imagine a world where you'd be working more with cement?
No, I think I find it duplicitous. It oozes out everywhere.
Yeah.
It hardens. It hurts your hands because it's so alkaline.
Is it quite corrosive as a material?
I think it really can damage your hand quite nastily. You got to be careful, and you shouldn't be inhaling the stuff as well. You don't like the old silicosis or whatever they call it. It's not.
I'm not doing any of it. I don't think I've ever knowingly worked with a single iota of cement in my whole life.
No, I want to. I want to be able to get. I found I was clearing out an old cupboard. Finally, when you clear out an old cupboard and you just find. I mean, you'll be doing it now because you are seeking to move house. But I think when with stuff that you find in cupboards. It's endlessly fascinating, the stuff you bought in the past.
Yeah, you
endlessly,
get sidetracked. You just get sidetracked.
Pictures, magazines, all kinds of stuff you sort of find. And I found 2 cement sort of statues I'd bought when I was on Radio Money of the Barbican Centre. 2 little cement, like, not particularly well rendered either. It was just interesting because it was like, oh, somebody's made that. And in this world of quite disposable Chinese manufacturing, somebody has just made this little kind of Etsy.
Where do you reckon that was from? You actually bought that at the Barbican?
No, I think it was from Etsy. I think I bought like 3 or 4 and gave away a couple as presents. But nice little bit of kit. But you do. I think with one of those, with that size of cement, it's got to be quite special cement, and also you've got to sort of get all the bubbles out of it using like one of those muscle vibrators that you can buy, Theragons. Right. If you got to have like a little. If you've got little sort of cast cement, you've got to get all the bubbles out, or there's little crack, or just cause troubles. And when
you're firing clay in a kiln or something. Yeah,
get your Theragun, and it sort of vibrates or you can just tap it, I suppose, to get all the bubbles to the top while it's still liquid, and then you won't have any troubles. But I'm excited to work with more cement. I'm also going to get some rebar as well to strengthen the wall. I have a bit of that.
What does that involve?
It's just metal wire, basically, like thick metal wire that goes in every building.
Oh, yeah.
To make
you can install that after the fact, can you?
No, not after the fact. No, when I'm filling the cavities with cement, I'll give a bit of rebar as well, and that can make the top of a little temporary fence for to avoid daughter from falling through the sky.
Yeah, that would be suboptimal, I think.
It would be.
Speaking of getting sidetracked, in the attic, I was up. My mum asked if they got back from holiday and they want me to put their suitcases back up in the attic for them, which I was happy to do. And I went up there, and I found a plastic bag full of old like programs of things that me and my sister had done as kids.
Oh right, what as in like acting and stuff?
Well, there was this one where I was the deputy stage manager for the school production. Which is every bit
of what school production? What was the production?
The production was Smike, which is the kind of musical version of Nicholas Nickleby.
That's right. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Nice.
And it was quite funny. I mean, obviously, looking back on it, I think I was desperate to be in it, but I was too frightened, so I did stage
here.
instead.
Yeah. And I was gutted once it started because I was just like, well, I've let myself down here. I could have been in this. I could have done a role in this.
Yeah, because I don't reckon the standard, looking back on it, would have been that high. I mean, it's a school play.
There was lads who were like later got like who were the most timid, sort of nervous kind of lads who would end up going to Cambridge to read like advanced mathematics and stuff. They weren't like, you wouldn't say they were like born to razzle and dazzle, but they just had the sheer arrogance of being the cleverest lads in school. Just sort of go, I'm going to be in Guys and Dolls. I'm going to do this, and and it's that level of sort of I'm the big I am that really sees you through life, in my opinion.
Well, there was this, there was this in this Smike production, the kid who played the main character was like the naughtiest kid in school.
Yeah,
and they'd obviously given him the chance to do it to kind of get him on the straight and narrow, but it's a big risk because people
it is a big risk, and it's kind of like, why should we have to watch the rehabilitation of a boy? I'm here to watch Nicholas Nickleby,
which is ironically about the rehabilitation of a boy. Is it? I don't know. I haven't read it. I can't remember. But I think in hindsight, I would have loved to have been in it. I was Kaniki in Greece, but that was just really for drama.
Yeah. Did you do it at like 30 when? In tribute to.
I'm doing it at the moment.
Doing it at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
They should do that as a little joke. Just have a really old Kaniki.
That would be very problematic. You'd have to pass a CRB check.
Not in a school, but like in a West End production of Grease. Just have like a really old Kaniki. That's a little inside joke.
Played by one of those Pete and Baz guys.
Yes, lovely. Are they still all right? They're having trouble, aren't they?
Yeah, one of them had like an episode because he got stuck on a. What's the thing they hook you on stuff so you can
like
fly?
A harness kind of thing.
Harness, you got stuck on one of those.
Yeah, I think he lost a bit of oxygen to his old noggin, and he just sort of passed out. It looked like deliberate. Hey, speaking of rappers, Luke, we went to the death place of Tupac. You know,
Speaking of rappers.
Speaking of rappers.
You went to the death site of who?
Of Tupac. He was
Nice.
shot in Las Vegas. I had no idea, and it was really close to our hotel, really close to the Horseshoe. It
It was after a boxing match, wasn't it? It was a Tyson fight, I think.
Oh, was it? Right. I wonder where that was. Awesome. Yeah. I guess
it makes sense because I think he probably would have gone to the fight, and I think he was shot after the fight.
Right. Okay.
So what's there then? What's there for
a
the
7-Eleven and a lot of people just drawing on the pavement. It's like,
there's no flowers or plaque or anything.
Not really. No. I guess you don't want to celebrate a death site, do you? You want to execute us.
But a plaque would be appropriate, wouldn't it?
I don't know, really. I mean, people are sort of, people are just sort of putting up pictures of him and stuff and just scribbling Tupac lyrics on the floor constantly.
Tedious, isn't it? It's like, I do get it, and I totally understand that Tupac is popular and was a pretty decent rapper and a pretty decent artist, but like it's over the top. It's over the top.
Yeah.
Because of his obviously untimely death and stuff.
Yeah.
But he's had an interesting kind of life story. His mum was quite a prominent Black Panther, I think.
Right. Yeah. He seemed to be a cut
activist.
above everyone else, didn't he? Sort of stylistically and
that's what people. Yeah, I mean, look, what do I fucking know? But he's not. He wouldn't be in my top 5 kind of rappers or whatever. But I mean, it's just personal taste, I suppose.
What about that one? I ain't mad at you. Oh.
That's Tupac, yeah.
I ain't mad at you. That song that he just chose like kooky little songs from the 80s, didn't he? Just that's just the way it
Changes.
is.
Bruce Hornsby in the Rain. Yeah, that's changes.
Yeah.
He's done some good stuff. I reckon he's done some good stuff. Honestly,
I like that bit in the song. I like.
That song's called Changes, and it's decent.
It is. It always used to be on I Ain't Mad at Ya and Changes. Was it Changes 2? For some reason, I think he called it weirdly Changes 2. I've got that stuck in the back of my head. That was always on the box TV back in the day.
It was, definitely, yeah. It was.
Just repeat.
Music
constantly.
television you control.
Exactly. And the one, I got 5 on it.
Loonies, yeah.
That one.
Everyone, that's a big Mandela effect song because everyone talks about that being Cypress Hill, but it's not. No,
Cypress Hill would. They don't talk about. Oh, I got 5 on it. It is the weed thing, I suppose, isn't it? So yeah. They would always. I think I spoke about this before, but they would in the video. They famously play chess in front of the pool, and I'm fairly certain, not being a chessman myself, but I remember when I was a kid going, "That's not." They've not set those chess pieces up properly. That doesn't make any sense.
That's an oversight.
That's no way to start the game. I don't think anybody on set had ever played chess. Terrible.
What I would say about I Got 5 on it is that it's a brilliant song, and it really, really comes across just how passionate they are about weed. Like it's like a proper love song about weed.
It is,
like you can't fault the passion for it. It's like properly authentic. I remember the last time I heard it, it came on shuffle in my car, and I was like, man, this is so authentic. Like, it'd be impossible to make a song this good if you didn't really love weed. That was my takeaway. And I saw Cypress Hill. It's brilliant. It's a brilliant song. I saw Cypress Hill about 18 months ago, and they were fucking really good as well.
Yeah, but I mean, they love weed, but they're a bit more insane clown posse about it, aren't they? They're a bit cheeky lads.
I mean, I would say there are a couple of levels above insane clown posse, but I get the energy you mean.
Did Cypress Hill make their own sort of music festival where followers of Cypress Hill paint their faces? Don't think so.
No, probably not. The criticism I'd like to throw at Tupac's door, or lay at his door, would be that it's something that you can kind of lay at a lot of hip-hop artists around that time. And it kind of still goes on a bit now as well, is like, there's a lot, this is potentially problematic for me saying this, but because I'm not an expert in the genre at all. But I think that hip hop music generally has got an issue with the sheer amount of songs you get on an album.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So it's just a lot of fucking dross. Yeah. A lot of filler in these records. So if you take like Tupac's most, I think I'm right in saying his most successful record, which is All Eyes on Me. It's got like something like 28 songs on it.
That's too many songs.
It's too many.
It's too many songs.
It's like an hour. It's like a 2-hour record. and I think even like the I would say like the classic hip hop records, like we think of one, like Doggy Style, for example. Fine, that's got like a couple of skits on it and stuff. It's like a 19-track album.
Yeah, but it's like a lot of punk albums as well. You're like, I remember the 3 songs on the album, and you're like, Jesus Christ! Out Come the Wolves by Rancid. After track 10, just goes off the boil completely.
It's a really interesting one, that, because Rancid obviously really highly rated, and a lot of their songs are quite short, and they've got a low. That record is really good, but that's like 20 songs long. That record. I know there's songs. Some of the songs are pretty short, but it's for a punk record. It's long.
Yeah. It's. I don't think they have the. I don't know. They don't have the musical intelligence to carry that. I think if you're doing the same thing over and over again for 20 songs, and the only thing you've got to say for it is it's got a long bass solo in one of them. I think that's great. It's good.
I simply do not want to hear a bass solo.
We've spoken about Maxwell Murder before. Like it's a hell of a bass solo, but again, I agree with you. You don't want to hear a bass solo.
I don't really like bass solos. I don't really like drum solos, and I do not like saxophone solos. There's a couple of exceptions. I was once told by a guy when I worked in music for a bit. I was once told by a kind of old greybeard in music that any song that starts with a saxophone solo is the sign of a very confident songwriter, and you should respect it. And the examples he listed were Careless Whisper by George Michael and Waiting for a Star to Fall by Boy Meets Girl.
Okay,
both
nice, yeah.
excellent
Fair.
songs.
Yeah.
But as a general rule, I don't want to hear a sax solo.
Completely agree.
I want to make that. If you've taken one thing from this episode that's now mercifully coming to an end, please do take away that those type of solos are a bad thing generally.
Though we have run long, like all the great albums, we have run a little bit long.
Yeah, people are fucking hell. Oi, practice what you preach.
Well, our recording session will be 132 minutes long, like the Tupac album. We'll be back on a Thursday.
Monday.
We'll be back.
It's Thursday today.
It's Thursday today. We'll be back on Monday. Sorry, the 27th of April. I
don't think you need to give the date.
I don't. Well, I see it and I read it, and that's very much I've got to cancel like 2 appointments tomorrow because I'm doing the round.
Tell us about that on Monday.
I'll tell you about that on Monday. Ta-ta.